All right, it's that time to get into the world of business on the Smooth Breakfast here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 32 minutes past 6 a.m. It's a feel-good Friday morning. Yes, the 8th day of August 2025. Ayokunmi kicking with me here. And it is a Tech Friday. Yes, one of my most favorite days of the entire week when we get to talk about issues that have to do with the tech sector. And this morning, we're going to be talking about stablecoins, crypto, etc., etc. Yes, indeed, PAC Research has released a new report on tech called Crypto Smart, Nigeria Strong, the rise of stablecoin preference. You're wondering what that is all about? Well, you need to keep it tuned right here because I'm going to be diving into this conversation with my special guest this morning, who's going to break it all down for us and make some sense of it all. And talking about my guest, it's none other than Chinonso Nweke. He's a research analyst at PAC Research. Very good morning to you, Chinonso. Great to have you on the show once again.
Good morning to you, and it's my pleasure to be here.
Alrighty. For you listening to us out there, you can be a part of the show this morning by sending your messages in on WhatsApp and keeping up with us on YouTube as well. The WhatsApp number 0911 999 0911 999 YouTube, you can find us at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right. So let's start at the beginning. Let's take this like some sort of class, and we'll start at the beginning. What exactly are stable coins?
Well, to answer that question, you might explain why stablecoin. On Wednesday, when I was going home, so I branched to a POS machine.
Okay.
The POS operator was arguing with one of our customers because they could not verify whether the transaction was successful or not. She was saying, check your balance now, check. I've not received the money and all that. So it was a back and forth argument. But with stablecoin, each party can see how the transaction is going on because stablecoin
Okay.
runs on a blockchain technology. And blockchain is like an open ledger whereby everybody can see the transaction happening wherever you are in the world. So you don't need your bank to tell you whether this transaction was successful or not. You don't need to open an app or not. You simply need to verify your transactions on the blockchain. So stablecoin offers transparency. With also stablecoin, you can make payments anywhere in the world. So you are not limited by the regulations of the country you find yourself. So
Okay.
stablecoin are basically, will I say they are the leveler when it comes to financial transactions. They help make things easy and make transactions smooth.
Interesting. I mean, the fact that we have these issues of confirming transactions here in Nigeria, I'm pretty sure we've been in that situation once or twice. You make a transfer, someone makes a transfer, and then the back and forth of, oh, it hasn't dropped, it hasn't reflected, and so on. So stable coins will take that out of the equation. All right, interesting. Okay, so is it safe to say that stable coins are safer than other cryptocurrencies like your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, and so on?
Well, it depends on the angle you look at it from.
Okay.
Yes, stable coin by the word stable, they are meant to maintain a stable price, and then you can use it to transfer, to make your payments. Their prices are not volatile. However, they present a risk. These stable coins, they are managed and produced by private firms. So if those firms are not regulated, you stand at a risk of losing your hard-earned money. And also, unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum, and co, stable coins maintain a stable price in the sense that there
Mm.
is no capital gain, there is no appreciation in value. $1 in stable coin is still $1 from now till next 10 years. Unlike Bitcoin, the price changes.
It
So,
goes up, comes down, that sort of thing.
yes. So it depends
Ah,
on the angle you look at it from.
Okay, this is getting more and more interesting. Now, I just want to pivot slightly here to talk about the Investment and Securities Act 2025. Could you just summarize what that is for us?
Well, frankly speaking, I will this to summarize this Investment and Securities Act, it's more like saying, let me summarize the Nigerian Constitution for you. And it's a bit tedious. But
Just try your best.
bear in mind that the ISA 2025 is more like an update on the 2007 version of it. So one of the key features, or let's say one of the key opportunities it presents is that it has recognized cryptos, be it Bitcoin, Ethereum, and co. It recognizes them as securities, meaning that you can now legally trade Bitcoin, Ethereum in Nigeria. You can also run your business on Bitcoin and co. Now, it presents an opportunities to fintech. Now you can see some fintechs in Nigeria are already offering crypto products, and the SEC is working on a regulatory framework in the sense that they want to imbibe cryptocurrency, stable coins,
Mm,
and the rest in the capital market. They want to make use of it in the capital market. So that's one aspect of the ISA 2025. Another angle is that the ISA has made it possible for state and local governments to raise funds for their infrastructure projects, meaning that
okay.
a state government can wake up one day and say, okay, we want to build this road, we want to build a school, let us raise funding for it. Before this act, it is not possible. But this ISA 2025 has made it possible for a lot of fundraising to go on in the markets.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. So I know that just trying to summarize the whole thing, like you said, kind of like trying to summarize the constitution of something very huge, but you've done really well on that front. There's a message here from Tayo, an interesting question here. Tayo, he's in Aja at the moment. He says, is e-Naira different from stable coin because the government has been down that road, but nobody is following it?
Yes, it is very, very different. Now, mind you, stable coins, it's produced, input, and operated by private firms. So e-Naira is more like the government aspect. But one advantage of stablecoin is that it uses the blockchain technology, which e-Naira does not. So whichever
Ah,
transaction you make using a stablecoin, anybody anywhere in the world can verify that transaction. But e-Naira is only between you and, let's say, the third party involved, which is the bank and also the government.
okay.
But with stablecoin, anybody anywhere can verify. So it is entirely different from e-Naira.
All right, Tayo, I hope that actually answers your question. Okay, back to stable coins, really. I mean, looking at what it is and what it's able to do, what would actually make it a relevant use case in Nigeria? I mean, do we have enough of a reason to say, oh, we'll adopt the use of stable coins here in the country?
Well, it's already in use. It's just that it is not, the adoption rate is low.
Okay.
Amongst younger Nigerians, among the youths, at least 1 out of 10 know what stablecoin is. They know what crypto is. And most of them now are accepting payments in cryptocurrency. Now, stablecoin gives you access to the global market. Most of these, what I call it, tech bros and techies that are working remotely,
Mm,
they get paid using stable coins. They get paid using cryptocurrency. And they bypass the banks, they bypass whatever financial institution the government has kept in place.
okay.
Also, these stable coins, most of them comes in foreign currency, in foreign denominated currency like the USDT and so on. It gives you a hedge against naira volatility.
Okay.
So instead of now having your money in a domiciliary account, you can simply buy the stable coin, have it in your wallet. It's the same value, It's the same use case, but it's just different storage means.
Mm.
People now buy a lot of things online using stablecoins. So whether it's a thing in Nigeria, yes, but the widespread adoption is low at the
Mm.
moment.
Right. I'm pretty sure that as a lot more information about it gets out there, a lot more people are going to probably want to jump on it because I mean, as the name implies, stable coins, there's a level of stability which so many people definitely would love to key in on. Now, all this being said, do you think that stable coins put banks at any risk whatsoever?
Sorry, I did not get that.
I said, with everything being said, now, do you think that stable coins put banks at any sort of risk?
Okay. Well, if you say that, that means you are asking if fintechs are a threat to banks. And the yes, that's a similar kind of question. And the simple answer is no. However, stable coins they challenge the traditional banking model. Fintechs have the technology, while banks have the balance sheets.
Hmm,
No matter
that's true.
how we glorify fintechs, their balance sheets cannot be compared to top banks. And most of the capital projects we do in Nigeria or in other parts of the world, it is banks that finance these projects, not fintechs. So banks have the bulk of the money, while fintech boast of the technology. Now, yes, stablecoin will challenge the traditional banking model because if people adopt stablecoin now, it means that there will be a drain when it comes to deposits, banks deposits. People will now prefer to hold their money in stablecoin instead of depositing it in the banks. And this is what banks do not want. Also, when they start holding stablecoins, it means the banks will no longer earn fees and commissions. So, like I say, it is
And that'll be a huge
spoiling
loss for them.
their business. However, this thing also presents an opportunity for banks in the sense that for banks that are forward driven, they can start developing new stablecoin related products or even self issue their own stable coins because the likes of BlackRock and some other countries in the UAE, some other companies in the UAE are even thinking of creating their own stable coin.
All
So
right.
it's a step forward, but in general, stablecoins only challenge the traditional banking model.
Hmm. Okay, thank you for that, Juno. So, I mean, before we wrap it up, there was something you mentioned earlier on, and I made a mental notes to actually jump on it, which it has to do with regulation. Now, we all know that regular banking model, there's regulation within that field, and so on and so forth. But talking about things like stable coins and the likes, the regulation of it. I mean, are we ever going to get to a point where it will be regulated strictly the way banking sector is regulated, and people can know that okay, they can go into this without a huge fear of loss at the end of the day?
Well, I would like to say that is necessary. It is necessary that it is regulated because just like cryptocurrency, anybody can wake up and create their own cryptocurrency. Once you have that social media following, you have that, like call it, you have that mass engagement, or even say you can be anonymous and create your own stablecoin. This is what the financial institution, this is what governments do not want. So there has to be some sort of regulation for
Hmm,
there to be mass adoption. So the regulation is really, really necessary.
right. Let me take a message here from Gilbert Musa. He's in First Stack. Good morning to you, Gilbert. He says on stable coins and bitcoins and the crypto system, one thing still remains unclear. How deep and safe are these financial instruments regulated? Aha, exactly what we just spoke about. The stock market crash in 2009 in Nigeria to date still haunts individual investors in the country. That's actually a very valid point. So if people, let's say, the middle to the older generation who know about these things and have experienced these sort of crashes before, they will still have that fear. Oh, well, this is that was in a regulated market. So what will not happen in an unregulated market, at that? Do you think that would hurt the adoption of the stable coin going forward? Very quickly.
Yes, it will affect the adoption of stablecoin. Personally, yes, I will say, okay, use stablecoin for what you want to use it for. However, don't remain solely in stablecoin because these coins are operated and managed by private firms. Something can happen in the future and they go underwater. That means your hard-earned money is lost. Yes, the technology is good. It makes life easy. It helps you transact locally and abroad. Fine. But have a portion of your money in the stable coin, while the bulk of it, have it safe in the banks.
Mm.
Don't disregard the technology. Make use of it, but don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Put all your eggs in one basket, fiat currency. Most times you can't go wrong with that. All right, we need to wrap it up on the show. It has been a great Tech Friday edition of Business Express. Big thank you to my guest, Chinonso Nweke. He is a research analyst at PAC Research. Chinonso, thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
All right, have a great Friday and enjoy your weekend ahead as well. And Lagos, thank you so very much for being a part of the show. It's been Business Express this Feel Good Friday morning here on Smooth 98.1. The show continues, more great music coming your way. 7:30, freshly pressed. We'll take a look at the papers then.